Hello everyone, Russell Carr here. Welcome to this video where I'm going to give you an introduction and a high-level tour of our new app called Safety-Trac, where you can build, manage, store, and score all of your environmental health and safety programs in one place. In this video, I'm going to help explain how Safety-Trac can help you achieve those goals. So before getting started, let me point out a couple things. I want to let you know that we did build the app in a very well-established third-party project management tool called Monday.com so that all your data is going to be safe and secure. Also want to let you know that we offer Safety-Trac in two different ways. Number one, in conjunction with our consulting programs, Assured Compliance and Factory Safe. And we also offer Safety-Trac as an app to independent companies who want to use the app to build and manage their own EHS programs. All right, so when we assign the app to your company name is going to be right here. By default, this image of a manufacturing shop floor is going to show up. If you want to replace this with your company logo and brand it to your company, go ahead and send that to us and we can do that. So the app is made up of all these individual boards, what are called boards. I'm going to give you a high-level introduction to each. Keep in mind that we have much more detailed training on each one of these boards, and I'll show you how to access that in a minute. All the members of the app are going to live here, so your company leadership, safety committee members will all be here. So let's go ahead and jump into these boards. So at the heart of Safety-Trac is your OSHA health and safety program. So I talked in the beginning how Safety-Trac will help you build and store your programs and also manage your programs. Let me talk about how this board is going to help you do that. So if you're just in the the starting process of building your safety program, this board is going to give you prioritized step-by-step guidance and all the resources and templates that you need to build your program. So we have your proprietary and confidentiality and disclaimer statements that you can read up here when you have time. Then we get into how you actually build the foundations for the long-term success of your safety program. You've got to establish management commitment. You got to build your safety committee. We're going to give you step-by-step guidance for how to do that. Then you're going to conduct your gap assessment, what we call a compliance risk assessment. If you're enrolled in one of our programs, we've probably already done that for you, but if you're doing that on your own, it's going to give you step-by-step guidance and training on how to do that. Then we get into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of your program. So we're going to line this up and prioritize top to bottom fashion. So starting off with hazard communication, then lockout, tagout, PPE, emergency action and fire prevention, and so forth. So for each one of these, we're going to give you step-by-step guidance for implementation. So you click on this, you come over here to the info box. It's going to give you all the details about that component, links to Google document templates and so forth. Once you've built the individual assets that we'll cover here in a minute, you can upload them into this files section. So for example, your HAZCOM program can be uploaded once it's complete, your chemical inventory, safety data sheets, employee training records, and so forth. So again, we're going to do the exact same thing, step-by-step guidance and all the different components for your programs right there within the board. This leads me to the second point that I want to make, which is this is going to help you store your safety program. So in other words, this board is going to function as your document control system, your file management system, whatever you want to call it, so that your entire safety program literally lives in one highly organized, highly structured place, so that everyone in your company knows exactly where to find everything. When you're updating programs, if you get inspected, for example, it's going to solve that problem that a lot of companies have where the safety program is literally scattered across the company in different people's heads, different file cabinets, different computers. This is going to absolutely help you solve that problem. Also, keep in mind that we're building a similar board for environmental and hazardous materials compliance to meet EPA and state environmental regulatory requirements here in Texas, TCEQ. That'll be coming soon. All right, so after you build your safety program, now you move into maintenance and management mode. Let me explain how we help you do that. We've built something called a compliance calendar, and this is it at a high level. So basically, this helps you keep up with those compliance requirements that OSHA requires of your company to maintain compliance over time. So Every month, you're going to have to do a review of the standards and the written programs that apply to your company. So, for example, in month one, you've got to do hazard communication. You've got to review your chemical inventory to make sure it's got all your hazardous chemicals, your safety data sheets, review and update your written program as needed, conduct employee training. All right, and then you're going to have your monthly recurring tasks. Will help you to determine which one of these apply to your company, or you can do it. Keeping up with their safety data sheets, PPE stocking, inspections of your forklifts, and so forth. And then your EHS or your safety committee responsibilities. This is what you have to cover each month, basically your agenda for each month. The other really cool thing about the compliance calendar, everyone who's subscribed to the board is going to get an automated monthly email at the start of each month telling them what's on tap for that month so that they're prepared and can get started on work for that. So fantastic ongoing maintenance and management tool in the compliance calendar. We've also built a tool for managing training called the Training Matrix. So over here on the left, we've listed all the common standard topics that have to be trained at a manufacturing company. Then we've noted whether it's required or whether it's recommended by OSHA. If you want to break it up by department, you can list your department names up here and then mark whether it's required or recommended. So a great management tool to keep up with your training requirements. The other thing that we've built to help you keep up with compliance is your inspection reports. So if you're enrolled in one of our programs, we're going to be doing at least monthly inspections for your company. When we do that, we're going to manually come in here and list how many deficiencies that we found. Then we're going to track how many have been fixed during your safety committee meetings. This is going to make an automatic calculation about what percentage have been completed. And then we're going to give you a link to the report so that everyone in your safety committee can access that, or company leadership. If you're working independently, you can do the same. But obviously, it's important to stay ahead of these, corrective actions and abatements to eliminate those dangerous health and safety hazards on your shop floor, to protect your employees and, pass inspections if you were to get inspected. The other thing that we've built into this is the ability to give you a high level visibility and tracking of the status of your programs. And we do that through what we call your compliance scorecard. You can call it a dashboard, a scorecard, but basically it's going to be tied back to all the boards that we talked about before. So here's your OSHA Health and Safety Program scorecard, your compliance calendar, and your inspection. And let's go through each of these briefly. So this one, for example, this is going to be a new client who's just starting to build their safety program. They're only 4.8% done. It takes a long time to build a safety program, but at any time, management and the safety committee can visit this and track their progress over time. So it's a really valuable tool for making sure that you're keeping up to date and just tracking that progress. It's great to see that progress, and this is where you can do that. If you're an existing client of ours, for example, you're hopefully going to be closer to 100% up here. If you're not there, you can drill down and we can help you determine, where the gaps are. Then we're going to track the compliance calendar. Again, it goes back to that board that I showed you a minute ago. For that month one, there were 22 tasks. Only 18 have been completed. You can drill down to figure out what's incomplete, and so on for every month. So you can really track at a high level how you're keeping up with those compliance requirements. Down here, we have the inspection reports. In that initial example that I showed you, you had 20 deficiencies, only 5 fixed. So it gives you a very clear graphical representation of where you are at keeping up with those corrective actions from your inspection reports. The final thing that I want to show you is our Safety-Trac Training Academy. I mentioned before that we have deep dive training into each one of these boards. Here's where you can access that. So you click the open button here. Here's a link and to the video. You can click on that down here and watch it, or you can come over to the info box. It gives you a description and click on the link there again. We're probably going to add more content over time, but this is what we have so far that you can access to not only understand how to run and use Safety-Trac, but some of the high-level training so that people on your safety committee and company leadership can really understand how to manage all these different requirements. All right, so that's it for this high-level introduction and tour of Safety-Trac. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, get back to us or get with your consultant, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.